Welcome to Live Drum Practice. My name is Luke. Musicbythemeasurespro.com is our website. If you want to support us making more video content like this, if you also have a need for high quality sheet music, it's all on our website. We appreciate your guys' support. This is day 3 of me breaking down Ghostbusters by Ray Parker Jr. Just going to jump in. This is kind of how I like to do my practices. This is my goal. Or this is what I hit the other day and did decent with it. Not amazing at 110, but okay. Full speed is 115. So I'm just going to back this down a little bit. Let's go to 90. Jump in, make this my warm-up. And then I have a benchmark, right? 110 I've already hit. It's my goal. That's what I've hit before. And then 115, obviously I want to get to full speed today on this. And then other sections of the song, different time markings, and just jump in. I recommend this in your own practice as well, especially if you buy the sheet from us and download it and start marking up your tab or your piece of sheet music and going from there. All right, 90 BPM. We'll just warm up on this basic beat. Now, if that's hard for you to do, pick one thing that you can do. Even if it's that, and you're playing along, it'll make you better. And put it all back together. So let's add in this measure with the open hi-hat. So we got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and... Cool. Do both of those. So we can speed this up back to 100 and kind of just work our way through this. It's a little bit faster. I mean, all of these are kind of going through the motion at this point. Let's split the difference between full speed, and then we'll do a full speed one after that. All right, full speed. You know, 115 is not terribly fast. So, I mean, for most people, I feel like this part of the song is kind of beginner level. And you still see me struggle a little bit. I'm not the world's best drummer. One thing that I like to do, and I do this with students all the time, is as soon as you've gotten your marking, right? 115 is full speed. Let's go like 3 or 4 over. In this case, we'll go 4 over. You're just trying to cement the idea in it, so when we slow it back down, it's even easier for me to play and you to play as well. Okay, let's slow it back down to 115. It's really going to kind of carry us through most of the song. Like, this is the core of the song. If you had to play this song tomorrow and you don't have enough time to practice and you're an intermediate drummer or a beginner drummer, beginner/intermediate, you have it. This is enough for you already. You can play this for most of the song, fake some drum fills, go from there. Sweet. We're kind of moving along quickly, but that's okay. So this is the drum fill right before the first verse. We got this 1E and 2E and 3E and the other day I got it up to 80. We're going to start slow though and really focus on getting those toms, being smooth with that. I put a little bit of an accent on 1E and trying to erase that. We'll do 65. See how slow that is. Feeling good about that. Then add those kicks in. Here I'm not playing the tightest ever. That's okay. You know, I always say when you're practicing, kind of pick what you're trying to do out of your practice. I would always like to play perfectly in time, but whenever I'm challenged, I see challenging myself just playing smooth 16th notes, right? Focusing on that, adding the kick back in. Sometimes that's enough to get me a little bit out of time. Still using that metronome as a reference, though, is great. Jeffrey Boyle, it's been a bit. How you been, man? I like the guitar. Hands. See Jeffrey's full comment here. I don't know if I know who Jerry Noland is. I will check him out though. I always like recommendations to listen. I don't always, but like, I don't know, interesting drummer. So interesting Jeffrey, here's an interesting song for you. Where Will I Be by Daniel Lanois. They actually retracked it with two different drummers, and it's just like this really cool groove over top. And here's the interesting thing about like teaching. So this is supposed to be 115 full speed. Playing and learning at 7, it might sound like a different song. Now that's the cool thing about learning. learning songs, learning riffs through songs. All of a sudden, it's like, oh, you've learned this, and you probably learned 2 or 3 other techniques while learning just this beat. All right, we'll speed this up. It's a little sloppy right now. I'm gonna be honest with you. Might just be a sloppy Saturday. Johnny Thunder song. I'll check it out, my guy. Yeah. Do you know which song it is? I'm sure I can figure it out. Hear that I'm not playing it great, but we also know that the other day when I got up to speed, or when I got it up tempo-wise, I got it up to 80. So we're around the same spot. We're just playing a little sloppy. Also, I thought I fixed this, but there's a weird rattling on. It might just be a buzz, or it might be peaking that, so we won't worry about it. All right, here's 80 again. And a 1 and a 2 and 3 and 4 and... So just slaughtering that metronome right now. So let's turn it up to 85, and then we're going to move on to a different section. Just kind of hoping that I can come back and tighten that up in a minute. That mic is screwing up. We have to resolve that. So having a little bit of bad technique is okay. You can hear the left hand is what's slowing me down on this part right now. So we'll come back to this in a minute. And just something I need to continue working on. The practice pad is your best friend. I'm trying to spend more time on that daily. All right, let's look at this beat. We started at 90, or we got to 97 the other day. Let's slow it down to 77. We'll even this one out. We'll do 78. So we got this 1 and 2 and... It's a fun beat to play. Nobody saw that. Let's try that again. So some Russian, some German, some Russian. It's great too. Trying not to rush into that one. You can kind of hear I do. I push that rhythm just a little bit. Now here's also why I like doing this, where I'm working on 3 different sections at once, right? My brain gets a nice little break from those 16th notes. I get to work on this rhythm, this different idea, and I'm not purposely trying to spend 4 or 5 minutes on it. It's probably going to end up being 7, right? Because I'm a little obsessive, and I just sit here and do it over and over again. But it's keeping these ideas fresh, right? I'm trying to get like a one-track mind. Sweet man, thank you very much. I will write that down, and I will check it out after the stream. One of the best things, I've taught drums for a lot of years. It doesn't mean I'm good. I think a lot of people that can't teach, and I was one of them for many years. I'm working on resolving that. One thing I've enjoyed though, when I'm done playing drums, it kind of stretches my rhythmic understanding. Like my brain changes the minute I go listen to a new track. So I'll check that one out afterwards. So thanks for the recommendation, man. I might have been, just having a break from the concept that you're working on. Get it as far as you can. You can kind of see that my left hand was holding me back on that part. Well, some of that stuff will resolve by not beating it to death. The ideal situation would be play twice a day. Work through these 3 sections twice a day. Add something new in and just keep on rotating. All right, let's do 86. Well, I've already done 86, but we'll do it again. Speed it up to 90. We know we hit 90. Well, I hit 97. I'm sure most of you guys can as well. We'll go up. Let's just jump to 97. Let's force this timing a little bit. Here's another good reason to spend a lot of time on this. This idea, this 1, 2, 3, or 3 and 4 shows up a lot in the song. Let's even this out to 102. And we'll come back to that drum fill in the beginning, which also that idea gets shown a lot in the song. So spending time on just this intro, just this first verse. Jeffrey, thank you. These are 16s, and I freaking love them. They have a bigger, fuller sound. And I've been working on tuning the drum set up. I think some of the drum set sounds nice. Some of it needs some more adjustments. All right, here's 102. Again, I could play that idea over and over again. Let's jump into this at 85. Thanks, man. Jeff, if I can call you Jeff, I know I don't know you that well, but do you play? Or are you just a lover of the music? If you do play drums or something else? All right, let's jump. Let's do 85 and see if I can fix kind of this thing that's going on. A couple of different ideas, because this is obviously going to be a sticking point for me. If I'm already struggling at 85, getting up to 115 is going to be a little bit of a bitch, and then putting it into context is going to be a bigger bitch. Okay, so I got some ideas that we can work on fixing this, because, like I said, this will be the sticking point. So let's do this. That sounds good. So this is a Canopus kit. I hope I'm pronouncing it. Yeah, Canopus. So I used to run a music studio. I had a house. I sold it. I sold the music studio. I bought a really nice drum set. I bought some camera gear, and I wanted to launch this channel. You can imagine how things go. So I don't get to play as much as I want, and this kit is way nicer than my ability to play it is. So I'm working on that. But it is a Canopus kit. Love it. Big sound. Thanks, Jeff. Big sound. And actually, bro, if you want to check out our band, my band is called Lamech. I am not the drummer in the band. We have a very talented guy that plays drums and comes up with very inventive beats. I'm the guitarist and singer, and I wouldn't even say I do that well, but we all try, right? Okay. Let's go up to 90. We're going to really focus on just getting the hands up to speed. If I'm feeling confident, I'll put that kick in. That's faster than I'm comfortable, but we'll stick with it for a minute. It's kind of like at the end of your exercise, you start doing sprints. You might. There's a fine line. Like, you don't want to lean into shitty. You don't want to power your way through and get shitty. Develop shitty technique. Like, really, really lean into that. But sometimes you're like, okay, if I've already played this slow and it's manageable. And I know that there's a technique gap between that. Force the tempo a little bit, pull back. Force the tempo a little bit, pull back. Right now in my practice, I'm like, all right, now I'm just going to force this tempo. Be okay with a little bit of slop. Be okay with, can hear my left hand drag. I wouldn't even say dragging. I can tell that I'm not getting the stick bounce that I want off of that. And so that's impeding me from just getting this nice bounce and then attack again. Yes. Okay, Jeff. I know we've talked before. Yeah. You've mentioned that. And I'm going to have to come to New York City sometime and check it out. Yeah. Some stories. Some good times in New York. I like how late your guys' bars are open. Almost ignoring the metronome, but it's still a guide. Just not adhering to it. Listen to how shitty that is. I'm going to do it one more time. And this is how everyone should teach. Listen to how shitty this is. And I mean that though. It's like it's okay to sound shitty. It's as long as you know what you're going for. Like lean into it. I know that sounds bad at 95. So I'm going to do a couple at 95 and I'm going to jump it down to 65 and you're going to hear what the smoothness is that I'm trying to pull up to 95. Okay, that wasn't terrible. It wasn't great. I mean, if you put that on a recording, it'd be actually funny to do. Put this in the recording of Ghostbusters and kind of ruin the song a little bit. Okay, embracing the suck is what I'm calling that. Let's go 65. It might be a little too slow. And then what I'm going to try to do is not put those little accents. Oh, dude, that's sweet. I'm not. Okay, I'm going to answer. Get distracted easily. I'm going to try to keep smoothness, not do that accent, and just, no accents. Just really try to get this smooth. Not great, but you get the idea. So Jeffrey says they live stream 7 nights a week. That's sometimes till 3 a.m. Guess I will be checking that out tonight and having a beer and seeing this drum set live. Let's just do hands. Other than not playing it in time at all, trying to show this idea that I can keep those dynamics in check at a slower tempo. The goal is in the next couple days to get this up to 115. Let's do one more of those because I think it's good. We'll go up by 10s, back to the 95. And a 2E and a 3E and a 4 and... Ideally, that would have been in time, but you get the idea. So Jeff, you haven't answered if you play or not. I don't remember that part. Sometimes, guys, sometimes it just doesn't work. I say that, but I'm also okay with it. Like, you just have to play through that. You have to be okay with it sounding a little bit like crap multiple times. Like, I see a student once a week, right? They come in, show them the idea. They go work on it. I'm like, oh, that's a little bit better. Do you notice this? All right, they work on it. You notice it? So I'm getting like a 1 week snapshot of snapshot of how they're doing. And it's kind of the same thing here. Here's a snapshot. This is day 3, day 4. Get a little bit better. Day 5 regresses. Day 6 looks really good. One and a 2 and 3. 95. Which, if I remember, is the new record in this tempo, or in this section. But I'm not sure. Should really write those down. One and a 2 and 3, 4. What I did notice is I was doing a better, until I thought about it, I was doing a better job of no accents, a little bit smoother play, which is nice to hear at 95. Okay. Still sloppy, but we're going to push that tempo up. You know, if I'm within 5 or 10, you know, then I know. I say I know, but then most times I'm usually a day away from having a section down. Start with just hands. It's a little bit faster than I'm comfortable with. Now hearing that tension that was in 95 brought to 100. So let's slow this down to 90. Let's see if we can play without tension and just leave it there. Okay, did you hear me try to bring that tension that I just played with into the slower tempo? That's dumb. Gotta relax. We're gonna leave that, because I don't think it's going to get any better right now. All right, so let's hit this section one more time, and then we're going to look at some new stuff today, which is kind of fun. I know that if I work on 7 different new things, nothing gets much better, and I kind of get frustrated with myself. So it's good to just, you know, what's your capacity? I can handle 2 to 3 different ideas. You know that I have one idea kind of checked off now at 115, so I can move past that and see what's next. Speed that up. We'll go to 106. 5s to 4. Like if I'm teaching a lesson, I know I say this a lot. If I'm teaching a lesson, this is my point of reference, right? Often kids will be like, all right, now I did 100. Let me go to 115. I'm like, no. You don't understand 115 yet. Get 106. These small movements are what's best for you. Hear my 16th, that was getting a little rushed. Almost more flam-like for a sec. 40 and 1, 2, 3, and 40 and. Go 1 speed faster. I couldn't math for a sec there. So the first one I rushed that 16th note. The second one, the 16th note was tight. So just kind of have to do it right every time. 4 and 1, 2, 3, and 4 and. All right, let's leave that idea. All right, chorus is brand new. Haven't looked at this yet. Let's just see. Let's pick out a challenging beat or two, and then we'll make this our focus, and then move on. Or actually, probably call it a day. So we start this first one with, and we're closing our foot. That's going to be very natural because you just played. So you're just going to want to do that. I'm going to ignore that as I do this little bit of a run through. So we got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Not all those kick drums. I have the other kick drum part stuck in my head. 1 and 2 and 3 and. All right. Not the extra crash. 1 and 2 and 3 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. Balls. Things I can't say in a lesson. Balls. My brain is broke. All right. Oh yeah. If you don't have an extra crash at home, just use the same crash. You can totally go. Okay. Let's look at this next measure because this looks interesting. And we kind of have this 16th note idea that we had earlier on. Except instead of an open hi-hat at the end, it ends with a tom, ends with a snare. I see a lot of 3 and. So we got this idea. I'm hesitating because my brain is struggling on that. So we have this tom going here, right? 3 and. Yeah, it is the high tom. So it's. Man, I am struggling. Okay, so 1 and 2 and 3 and. Most likely, open hand is what you're going to want to do. And then on 4E, oh. So this might be above my pay grade. So we got 4EN. But I think the only way that I can play that. So for me to do a double there, we'll see how that holds up. At 115, that's going to be a little tough for me. 1 and 2 and 3 and. Sounds like the song. Let's slow this way the heck down. Here, we don't need that marker here. We'll put it right here. And like conceptually, like I have to go to like 60 BPM to even get this idea in. So 3 and 4. So one thing that I do, if I'm trying to do after I'm done with these, is do like a little bit of practice pad, or even the next morning wake up with a little practice pad, and really thinking about, okay, what are the sections that I'm struggling with? Obviously, it's that 16th note thing here, so really laid into the molar triplets at a very slow tempo for me. This like gets me where I'm like, because that. That's what we're going to try to do, but it'll be 4 again. Again, that's a little bit above me. Well, we might have to change it for what I want to get done. Let's just hear 60. 4E and 1. Okay, so that sounds manageable. And 2, 3 and 2, 3 and 2, 3. Let's just hear that on our own. All right, let's move this because it seems like it's a little bit in my way. Not saying that's the reason I can't play this right now. It is all me. All right. So 1 and 2 and 3 and let's just get confident on that. All right. This will take me a couple days. 2 and 3 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 40, and I'm making some mistakes. There we're closer. Let that kind of like marinate. Do the same thing on this because we have these similar ideas throughout. So just kind of tackle these. We'll save the flam one for next time. All right. So yep, let's just get these first two done. I'm gonna put a tempo marker there, kind of like my red dot or your teacher circling it in pencil. I know, like, all right, these two need some love. So in this one, we're going to the mid tom first. So we got 1 and 2 and 3 and. So it's nice that it's similar, or maybe it'll be bad that it's so similar. I'm going to mix the two up. And then we end with a. What I like about this one is I don't have to think about any stupid double or, playing fast enough at that 16th note. 16th note's not the issue. It's a little bit of an issue at 115, but it's less. The double is an issue. Okay. This one's going to go much quicker. I say that, and then it won't. I also say that and push the wrong button. Two and 3 and 4 and. Almost have to like pretend I'm underwater to play that slow. I want to like rush everything. All right, let's go by 5s. Really watching those 16th notes. I'm hoping these 8th notes get a little bit easier faster. Like I don't want to push that tempo so much. Difference in this one is the other one I was like, I can't even speed up at all. This one I can like, okay, I can hear what I'm supposed to do and get my hands to do it in time. Kind of just trying to find a zone, whatever zone that might be. All right. This might be as entertaining as watching paint dry. This is not the fun stuff, but get there eventually. What the last one was. All right, let's go back to this one. Let's see if we can get this a little faster. And then we're gonna do that one more time. Hit this one, the harder one of the two, and then hit the 80, and then we're gonna call it practice. 4 and 1 and 2 and. We're ready for faster. You can just hear me rush these 16th notes. Yeah, just have to work on that. Some things will get easier. You know, like you can tell I'm waiting just because of my bad timing. I'm waiting for those 16th notes, and I like to rush through them because there's too much going on. You just have to play it 100 times, and then eventually it'll just click, and you'll be like, oh, I hear that rushing that I'm doing. Try to count that one. It screwed me up. Hits and misses, but At least we're moving it. Hey, I'm surprised that this is going to get up to 80. Famous last words. I'm surprised it's going to get up to 85. Maybe this won't be the sticking point that I thought it was going to. Sticking point? Sticking point? One of those things. I'm surprised it's get up to 90. I'll just keep saying that. We're going to hit a... Actually, how fast did we get that intro part? 90. So it makes about sense. 16th notes. I mean, essentially, I'm doing a 16th note with one hand on this one. So even to do it at 90 is good for me. Did it backwards. All right. I got cocky. 85 it is. Fine with that. Feel good though. 85 to 115. That's not terrible. All right, now I have to remember this one. So the slight difference. Yeah. All right, it's back. Let's try 85. Now it's at 90. The completist in me wants to come back to this one more time. We'll see. Like maybe I can get it past 85, which probably could after spending this much time on just these two ideas. Some slop here or there. Let's turn up to 100 and then see how we do. Making sure I wasn't rushing the 16th note. Let's try 104. Then we're going to move on. I want to speed that up, but there's no purpose. There's no purpose in that. Just vanity. All right. This one again. Now, if you're a more skilled drummer than I, this would probably take you nothing to learn, right? Day 3 for me, this is, picking it apart and just figuring out what I can figure out. Try and put the whole thing together. Yeah, let's just jump into 85. So this is the one that's... So the best thing that I could do, I'm going to push this tempo a little faster, knowing that tomorrow I need to go back down slow, so I'm not, putting in those weird accents I like to put in, or, just anything wonky. We'll go to 90. So being okay with this fast speed, knowing that, that's not how it's going to sound when we're all done. So I can hear a little bit of slop come into the right hand on that double. Going. We'll do 95. I'm going to say we should go to 4s, but there's really no reason to. We'll try 100. And then we have the hard part of getting in and out of this beat, right? We're slowly getting this up to tempo. So probably a couple more days of this, probably work on that one that has the, I think this is the only one that's different. And it's really not that different. I'm excited by that. And by that, I mean that's sarcasm. Yeah, that one's going to be hard. This one, pretty straightforward. Minus that extra kick I put in. You see a lot of that 3 and 4. 3 and 4. You can kind of let those things guide you as well. Yeah, I mean, then we're in pretty good shape. Cool. All right, 100. And 2 and 3 and... You can hear me rush that 40 in. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. It's sloppy, but we got the idea. All right, for fun, we'll hit 104. Man, we're having a good time. You know, we're chill. Hopefully you guys are watching, having a good time. You're also chill. Chill or chilling. And 1 and 2. We're gonna leave that at 104, just for fun. Come back to this intro part. This little drum fill before. Let's just pick this up at 90. Spend a couple minutes on this, and then I will actually call it a practice. So we got the 1. Jump it. Thought I had something there. All right, that's pretty shite, but we're going to speed it up. And just see. So I'm starting to just drift so much from that metronome that let's set this back at 90, knowing that tomorrow that's tempo that I'll pick it up on. All right, guys, thanks for checking out our live drum practice. Trying to do these daily. They don't always happen. Trying to work on the other instruments for Ghostbusters. Those will be rolling out in the next couple of weeks. Again, if you guys need the sheet music or want to support us on the channel, become a member on our website, musicbythemeasurespro.com. We appreciate your guys' support, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your day.